Welcome. Today we've got a short Pilates ring workout focusing on the legs. So we'll start standing, have your ring in your hands, find your weight even on both feet, shoulders above hips, above ankles, and then we'll start just shifting our hips from side to side, getting some movement there. A nice easy movement back and forth, pressing your hips way to one side then the other, shifting your weight from foot to foot. You can make little circles if you want. Let's come back to the center now. And on the inhale, lift the ring up above your head and exhale, leaning to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean the other way. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean. Good. Inhale, center. Exhale to the side, keeping both feet firmly planted on the mat. Breathing as you go always. Back and forth. We'll bring it back to center. And I'm just going to step to the front of the mat. If you're not there yet, go ahead and join me. We'll inhale the ring back up above the head and then exhale, dive forward, forward fold, keeping the back flat. Inhale, bring the hips down to a chair, lift that ring up above your head. Exhale, straighten the legs and fold forward. Inhale, come all the way back up to standing. And exhale, dive forward, keeping the back flat. Let your knees bend a little if they need to. Then inhale, sit down to that chair, bringing your biceps up to your ears. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, stand all the way up again. Exhale, dive forward, flat back. Inhale, sit to a chair pose, reaching the ring up, biceps to your ears. Exhale, straighten the legs, dive forward. And inhale, flat back, all the way up to standing. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, sit to chair, sit lower, lower each time, reaching the arms up. Exhale, straighten the legs, fold forward. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, bring the ring down now. And we'll take a wide step on the mat. So our toes are pointed out, your feet are maybe as wide as the mat, just a little wider than your hips. And as you exhale, we're going to sit down in a squat, pressing the ring forward. So sit low, reach the ring forward, and then inhale, stand tall. Exhale, sit down low. Inhale, up tall. Good, keep going. Now your knees are moving in the direction of your toes. So your toes are pointed a little bit out. That means your knees are also moving a little bit out as you sit down. But remember, we're sitting back, so the knees are not going beyond the toes. They're staying pretty much over your ankles. Moving over to the center of your foot maybe, but not past the toes. Good, keep going, keep breathing, sitting as low as you can each time. Keep your weight in your heels, and that's going to help you sit back rather than come forward. Good. One breath at a time. And we'll move the feet back in. Good. We're going to bring the ring behind us now, and this is going to require some balance. So if you need the wall, go ahead and use it. We're going to keep the ring stable there and bring the ankle against one of the other side of the ring. And then we're going to make little pulses, pressing the ankle toward your hands. Keep the foot flexed. Keep breathing. Just that little tiny movement, you're going to start to feel that behind your leg and your hamstring. Keep the knee pretty much under your hip. Good. And then take that foot, step it forward with your heel on the ground and stretch that out. You can bring the ring in front of you. Place your hands on it for balance. Let's slowly press the toes to the floor now. Keep that stretch going. The back is flat. And then step up and we'll switch sides. So shift your weight into the other foot. Bring that other ankle against the ring. The ring is behind you in your hands. And when you're ready, when you have your balance, start those little pulses, squeezing your ankle toward your hands. Make sure you're still breathing. If balance is an issue today, and some days it is, that's okay. Step by the wall so you have the wall to help you. Good, little pulses. Keep going, keep breathing, keep it controlled, and then step that foot forward so that you can lean forward. Keep the foot flexed to start, and then slowly bring the toes toward the floor. The back is flat. Nice deep breaths. Good. Step up, bringing the feet side by side. The ring is in your hands. Find your balance. Feel your weight evenly distributed. And we're going to step the left foot back to move into some lunges. So these are going to be stationary lunges here. The left foot is going to stay back. We're bending both knees to 90 degrees and then straightening them both, lifting the ring above the head. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. When you do, the right knee is directly on top of the right ankle. The left knee is bending. Good. Moving as low as you can. If you want to tap that left knee to the floor, you can. Good. Remember to breathe. Reach the arms up high. Good. And with the next one, step forward. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Pause for just a second. Let your head and shoulders relax. Let your legs rest for a moment because we've got more. We've got to do the other side. With your inhale and a flat back, come all the way back up. You can bring the ring in front of your chest as you get situated. Stepping the right foot back this time. We're up on the right toes. The right toes are pointing forward. As we exhale, we're lowering the right knee toward the floor. Both knees are bending. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the legs. Exhale, lunge, inhale, straighten. Good, both knees bend. Pressing into that left heel now, especially keeping the left knee on top of the left ankle as you lower down. Good, nice, smooth, steady, controlled movement. Reaching the arms up high. Good. Step forward and dive forward, forward fold. Again, relaxing the head and shoulders, letting your knees bend if your hamstrings need a little more space. If they're not quite flexible enough to keep those legs straight, that's okay. Good. With your inhale, flatten your back, come all the way back up, reaching the ring up. And now with the feet under the hips, we're going to come into a chair pose. We're going to keep those lunges going, but a different version. So taking a breather, and then with the inhale, both arms come up. Let's exhale, dive forward. And then inhale to your chair. Reach those arms up. We're going to keep the chair as we step back with the left foot, coming to a high lunge. Step forward to chair. Other side, step back with the right leg. High lunge. Forward to chair. Good. Step back, arms come up high above the head. Step forward, arms are reaching forward a little bit. Good. All the time the biceps are by the ears. Good. Alternating legs each time. You can exhale, step forward, inhale, step back. When you're in the lunge, that knee is coming to 90 degrees, but the back leg is straight on this one, more like a yoga lunge. Good. Embrace that burn. Keep the chair pose in between each lunge. Always come back to that seated-like position. Good. Breathe through it. You can do this. This is all about the legs. It's a short workout, so you can do it. Good. And at the next inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, dive forward. Forward fold. Good. Relax the head and shoulders. Go deeper this time. Your legs are warmer now, so invite that little more stretch, that little more flexibility. Good, let's take a big step back and come onto our knees. Reach the hands forward into a kneeling downward dog. So your hips are above your knees. You've got some weight in your palms. The head and the heart are moving toward the floor. Then press into your hands a little bit so you can walk them forward. Grab the ring again, and we'll come onto our seat and roll all the way down to the mat. Place your feet on the floor near your hips. Your knees, your hips, and ankles are going to stay in line. They're all hip width apart. Place the ring right there on your pubic bone, kind of between your hips, wherever it's comfortable. And you're going to press your hands into the ring as you lift the hips up. So press up, slowly release down. Press up, slowly release down. So keep your hands against the ring, keeping the ring pretty much where it is in space. So your hips moving toward your hands is what squeezes the ring. Good, nice deep breaths, rolling up and down the spine, pressing the hips as high as you can, asking for the most resistance you can get out of that ring. Now lift and hold, and then lower down slowly. Good. Let's lift the legs up into the air. Place your ring between your ankles. Keep the legs as straight and as strong as you can, and we're going to squeeze them together and release. Squeeze and release. It's a small movement. Again, we're just keeping it very controlled, very precise. If you find it hard to hold your legs straight up like that, you can rest your hips on a pillow, or you can bring your hands to your hamstrings and give yourself a little help. Good. Grab the ring. Place your ankles now inside the ring. Flex your feet. Toes are pointed toward you. And then squeeze the ring away. Press your legs away from each other, working the outer part of your leg now. Good. Keep breathing. Keep going. You're in charge of how difficult this is, right? Because the harder you squeeze, the harder it's going to be. The straighter you keep your legs, the stronger you keep your legs, the harder it's going to be. So find that challenge where you need it. Good. Relax. Bend the knees. Take the ring off. Bring it back onto your hips here. We're going to revisit our bridge with a variation. So you can do the same thing again if you want, or we're going to press the hips up against the ring, keeping the hands in place, holding it there, and then straightening one leg, bringing that foot back down, and then lowering the hips down. Bring the hips up, hold it, other leg, straighten it out, bring it back in, and then lower down. Alternating each time. Lift, hold, straighten the leg, put the foot down, and then lower. Good. Keep going. Remember, when you lift that leg, your hips don't change. Your hips stay level. So if the right leg is lifting, the right hip is not dropping. It's staying right where it is. Good. Keep going. Keep switching each time. You're keeping your knees in line with each other. So you're just lifting the shin up, extending that leg straight out. Good, nice steady breath. Keep going, focusing on that back side of your leg, the glutes, the hamstrings. Good, lift, control, straighten the leg, place it down with control and lower with control. Good again. Hang in there. It's a short workout. You've just got a few minutes left, so get as much as you can out of this. Good. Rest the hips down. Bring the legs straight up again. Place the ring between the ankles. Legs are straight and strong, and then we will squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Nice controlled movement. Breathing as you go. If you want more of a challenge, squeeze harder. Hold it for an extra second there before you let it go. Good. Now we'll switch. Legs are inside the ring. Flex your feet. Keep your toes pointed toward you. And then take your legs apart. Squeeze against the ring on the outside and then release. Press apart and release. Good. Keeping the legs as straight as you can, as straight up as you can. Nice deep breaths. We're almost done. And and let that go. Good. Roll your ankles out a little bit, set the ring down, and hug your knees into your chest. Rock side to side a little bit, massaging out your back. Let's take one ankle now over the other knee and stretch that in. Both feet are flexed, both knees at about 90 degrees. Relaxing your shoulders, and then bringing that closer and closer with each exhale to get the deepest stretch that is available to you today. Very nice. Switch sides. Holding the other hamstring now to hug that in. Let that go. And then stretch your legs out on the floor, stretch your arms overhead, and just reach for a second both directions before rolling up your spine, sitting up nice and tall, and then reaching forward over your legs, reaching for your calves or your feet, even your hamstrings, whatever you can comfortably grab, whatever allows you to feel that stretch in the back of your legs. We're keeping the spine pretty long, so this bending is happening from your hip, not from your waist. We're not just folding over the knees. Good. Inhale, sit up nice and tall. From there, we will flip over, coming onto our knees, stepping forward with the right foot. So we're coming into a low lunge. The right knee is on top of the right ankle, and we're finding that stretch through the front of the left leg. Good. Straighten your right leg and fold forward over it. Pull your toes up and then lower your toes toward the floor. Good. Switch sides. The left foot steps forward, bending the left knee, letting the hips come forward and down until you can feel that stretch in the front of the left leg, or the right leg. Good. Straighten the left leg now. Bend forward over it, right from your hip. Pull the toes up slowly, and then lower the toes back down. Good. From there, we'll step the foot back, come up onto our hands for a downward dog. So the hips are up. We're making the shape of an upside down V. And from there, just walk one heel down, one knee forward. So relax one leg and really press into that other heel. From there, switch sides. Relax the leg and the other heel really presses down toward the floor. Good. And then both legs straight. From there, we will walk the hands and the feet toward one another until we're back on our feet in a forward fold. Let's walk the hands to one side. And then the other side. Back to the center. Let go of the head and shoulders. Bend the knees a little bit and roll up the spine. One vertebra at a time until you're standing tall. Let's reach the arms up high overhead and exhale them down over the heart. Really nice job. Thank you for joining me.